So this is our adult fish box. So basically we come down here every day, every morning, and then we'll open up the gate and the fish will swim into this box. And then usually when it doesn't take too long, when there's fish down there, when they want to move, they'll move into the box pretty fast because it's almost opening like a floodgate and the fish just come shooting in. And like I said, this box does fill up pretty fast when there's fish. It could hold, I think the highest we had was like over 200 fish inside the box. And so when there's enough fish in here to sample, we'll close the gate down and then we'll scoop up the fish one at a time and then we'll sample it. We'll take the length and sex, and then we'll also scan for any kind of pit tag and check if there's any coated wire tag in it also when we slide it through the metal detector. And we also take scale samples also. It looks kind of small, but it does go down. It's about 5 feet or 6 feet deep. So it is fairly deep. And I've seen the water as high as up to just right where my foot is. It's kind of, I've seen it up that high. Typically we close it, but on some days when, like we'll stick down here as long as we can. Like that's the reason why we got the floodlights down here. Like we've stuck down here as late as 10 o'clock at night because when the fish keep coming, we want to tag as much as we can. Usually we don't want to stop the fish from coming up the river. We want to keep everything moving, right? So usually if we stop it, the fish might hold or go back down or something. So we want to try to get everything through the fence. Especially on this year when everything came at once, we wanted to get everything through basically in those few days that it rained. And then when on days like now, we do have the front gate open so that they go through the camera box. There's a camera box on the front of this box, which the fish will swim through, and we'll record all the fish going through. See, we use it mostly when there's a lot of high flows of water, when we can't be down here, when we can't tag everything, and when there's a lot of fish. We try to, like I said, we want to try and get everything through the fence. So on days like when it's really, really busy, we try to want to get everything through. So when it does keep going through the night, because we can't be down here all night, so we do open up the camera box, and then we'll also keep track of what's coming through the fence. Also, we'll be recording everything, so somebody will be looking at all the video data and watching it for hours just to see what came through that night. Usually, it does usually start to drop in December, but it never ever came up. Like October, November, it was still this level, other than that 2 days of rain that we had when it came up level with the cement, and then that was it. Nothing really higher. when the rain finally did come, we did get a good amount of rain, and we knew we were going to get a lot of fish because the fish have been holding outside in the estuary for 2 months. And that first rain, everything shot up, and we ended up counting, I think about 700 fish total, I think it was. So we ended up tagging half that amount, so it was a good day. This year was going to be a different kind of year for tagging. We weren't planning on tagging every fish, just because we knew that everything was holding outside. All the fish was holding, and that first rain, we thought everything was just going to come at once. So we didn't want to spend too much time tagging fish. We wanted to just tag only, I think we said we're only going to tag 20%, just to get the fish through faster. Because if you're tagging all the fish, you're taking a lot of time to get the fish through, like in the box and up. So we just wanted to do 25% and try to get everything through, because like I said, the rain, that was the first rain that we had in November, and we just wanted all the fish to get up the river so they could start spawning. There's still about 500 fish holding below the fence yet, in a couple of pools. But the pools are getting pretty low, like this one too, right? Waiting, I guess, to see if any rain. Like I still don't see any rain in the forecast. Like that, we're getting into December now. Like usually they're up the system and spawning, and usually done by now almost. And they haven't even started, basically. Usually you can't see the cement slab there underneath with the fences on. Usually the water is it's usually up about at least 2 or 3 feet higher. Almost halfway up is usually a good flow this time of the year. And right now it's the lowest I've seen in the 20 years that I've been here. Like, I've never seen it this low. So basically they can't get up the river, lack of the water. And usually fish start to move in any chance of rain. I guess the pressure, the low pressure, they feel it in their bodies, and they know when they can move up. But with this no rain, and basically there's not enough water for them to get up the river right now anyways, so that's why they're just stuck in the pools, like you said, holding, not doing anything really, other than just hovering in the pools. They look like they're in good shape still, but their cohos are pretty, they're tough fish, so they're still holding in there pretty good. They're in pretty good shape yet. We'll see over time, see what happens, but hopefully we do get some rain, and they could end up maybe just spawning right there. I don't know, who knows what's gonna happen. I did see about 3 or 4 go through the camera box today, and we haven't had anything go through in 2 or 3 weeks. So they are getting kind of anxious. They do want to move. I mean, it did say that we were supposed to get a lot of rain this week, but then look at it, it's blue sky now. Over the winter, our last one that was in here got blown out. Just a lot of water, and there's a lot of big log debris that was against it, and it just took the whole fence completely out. Yeah. It's just a temporary one until we kind of figure out a better design, just so it's easier so it doesn't get wiped out like the last one did. Yeah. It's never happened before, but we're always improving stuff just to make it easier on us over the winter when we do the adult and stuff. So you can see this is a lot smaller on the top than our other one, because the walkway up there is only like 1.5 feet wide. The other one was about 8 feet wide, so there's lots of room to walk on it. But this one is just, like, you see why it's temporary, because the walkway is like not very wide. But we'll see what they come up with over the summer, I guess. Some new, it's going to be a fancier design. Like, just something so that we don't get too much debris on there. Because, like you said, it got wiped out because all of the log debris coming down and stuff like that. But we're almost done now. Like, we'll be done, I think we'll be down here tomorrow just to fasten some of the anchors down. But other than that, I think we're pretty close to being done. And then it's just coming back in middle of April sometime and putting panels in. And panels will only take like an hour to put in. Like, you just slide them in and that's it. It was a hard year last year, but the fish ended up getting through the box. But it was late in the year, like December, like middle of December even, was the last bit of fish was going through coho, which we've never really had. We've had coho go through that late before, but not this late.